So what is hypnosis really? Let's look at what hypnosis is and what is the definition of hypnosis. The definition of hypnosis is that hypnosis is a naturally and highly focused state in which the conscious mind does not interfere with an unconscious process. Let me repeat that. It is naturally and highly focused state in which the conscious mind does not interfere with an unconscious process, or one part of the mind does not interfere with another part of the mind. Now, for you to understand how hypnosis works, it's very important to understand how your mind works. You know, we never think how our mind works, but you know we really have three very separate and very distinct minds. These three minds do different things and they have a hard time communicating with each other. First, we have the conscious mind. Well, that is where we are right now. Below that level of awareness, we have the subconscious mind. And yet there is still a deeper part of us, which is the unconscious mind. Well, for the reason you are here today, we can eliminate the unconscious mind. Basically, that is a part of us which does two things. First, it controls the strength and weakness of the immune system. And secondly, it controls the automatic body functions such as our heart beating and our eyes blinking and things on this order. The conscious mind is where we spend most of our time. Conscious mind basically only does four things for us and no more. The first thing it does is it analyzes everything. It looks at the problems, analyzes them, and figures a way to solve those particular problems. It's also the part of us which makes hundreds of decisions we have to make just to get through an average day. And secondly, it rationalizes. It gives us a reason why we behave in a particular way in any given situation. You see that if we don't have a reason why we do the things that we do, we become anxious, nervous, frustrated. And if it goes on long enough, that can lead to a serious mental problem. That is the reason the person who smokes will say that he smokes because it calms him and relaxes him, and so on. The next is the willpower. That belongs to the conscious mind. We are all familiar with willpower. I'm sure that at some point in your life you must have said to yourself that I'm going to give up smoking, or I'm going to diet, or stop drinking, etc. But we all know that it does not last very long because our willpower weakens and the old habit patterns come back again. Now, the last part of the conscious mind is working memory. That is the memory we need every day. What's my wife's or husband's name? What are my children's names? How do I get to my office? Things on this order are part of our working memory. So in brief, the conscious mind is analytical, very logical, and most of the times it's wrong. Now the real you, me and everyone else, lives in the level below the conscious mind. That part of the mind is called the subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind is very, very powerful. It can make you into anything you would like to be. It can make you rich and famous. It can make you thin or fat. And it can make you happy or sad. To understand how the subconscious mind works, you need to understand that it is very much like a computer, and it operates just like a computer operates. You may know that a computer operates based on the programming on the hard drive. And if you change the programming on your computer, then it will no longer work on the old programming. And it will only work on the new programming and information that has been put into it. Well, this is the way our subconscious mind works. This is a wonderful computer which is given to us. It works on the same rules and regulations as an electronic one does. Only this computer is much, much powerful. We program our computer every day of our lives through our life experiences. When we are born, our computer is basically unprogrammed. Every day we add programming to our internal computer. Now this computer makes us into the type of person that it perceives us to be based on all the programming that has been placed into it and will continue to be placed into it until we die. For example, if that computer of ours, based on its programming, says we are fat, then we are fat. If it says we are thin or smoker, a success or a failure, then that is what we are. This programming has been placed there from many sources, and it must operate on this programming. Our subconscious mind is like a video camera. Everything that has ever happened to you, that you have seen, smelled, heard, or tasted, is locked permanently into the memory banks of your subconscious mind. We never forget anything. If there is a reason to, we can access that memory bank in hypnosis. And it seems like we can actually travel back in time. For example, in regression hypnosis, we can travel back in time and relive any part of your this life or even the past life. And when you relive these events, it's actually like you are there. It is happening all over again. You can see what happened, you can smell, you can taste, you can hear very clearly. We never forget anything in the subconscious, only in the conscious level. The second programming we have in the subconscious mind is our habits. We all have some good habits and some bad habits, but most of our habits are utilitarian habits. We automatically respond in a certain way when something happens. For example, when the phone rings, we don't look at it and think, what shall I do with it? We automatically pick it up and answer it in a certain way depending on our mood. Now, the next thing in our subconscious mind is our emotions. Of course, we wouldn't want to be without our emotions, love and caring and all other good emotions. But sometimes our emotions get us into trouble. The conscious mind cannot deal with emotions. That is not part of its job. The subconscious mind deals with the emotions. The next thing in the subconscious mind, and probably the most important part of it, is our protective mind. It must protect us from danger, real or imagined. You see that something imagined by the subconscious mind is just as if it was actually happening. It cannot tell the difference, and it must protect us from danger. The last part of our subconscious mind is a negative part of us. Although the subconscious is so powerful, it is also the laziest part of us. It does not like to do the work that is required to accept positive suggestions. It likes to keep things the way they are. It takes too much work to make change in a positive way. And positive suggestions are one of the most difficult things to get into our subconscious minds. On the other hand, negative suggestions go into this inner mind of us like a hot knife through butter, because it doesn't take any work to accept a negative suggestion. So how do we get suggestions into the inner mind? Now, it's very important for you to understand this. If an idea, a thought, or a concept is allowed to go into the subconscious mind, then it must happen. You are changing the programming, and that inner mind must respond to the new programming. But it's not that easy. Now, to get suggestions into the subconscious, we use hypnosis. Now, what hypnosis does is this: it bypasses the critical factor that is blocking part of our conscious mind. Once the critical factor of the conscious mind is bypassed, we go into deep hypnosis, and it becomes easier to communicate directly with the subconscious mind. Now, when we are in the state of hypnosis, our bodies usually become very relaxed. But the more we go into hypnosis, the more our conscious mind becomes alert. In the deeper level of hypnosis, your conscious mind is 200 to 300% more alert than you are at this very moment. All of your five senses, including hearing, smelling, tasting, and seeing, are hundreds of times better than they are right now. So when you are in hypnosis, you are not asleep. You are extremely alert, probably more alert and clear-minded you have ever been before. In hypnosis, your conscious mind takes on a different role. It plays the role of the guardian of the gates, protecting you. When you receive a suggestion in hypnosis, you hear it loud and clear. Now, when you hear a suggestion, for that suggestion to enter your subconscious mind, you must make a positive decision, saying to yourself that I like that suggestion and I know that it will work for me. If you hold that mental attitude, then the suggestions are easily entered into the subconscious mind. And by doing so, you will have the change you require. It could be any change: losing weight, stopping smoking, gaining more confidence. Whatever it may be, you can achieve it. So I want you to know that you and you alone are responsible for your success. You and you alone are responsible for your failure. What mental attitude you take when you hear a suggestion determines success or failure. Let me tell you something. No one can hypnotize anyone if they are not willing to do so. And above all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I'm merely a guide who can assist you to achieve that state called hypnosis. So, if you allow me to be your guide, then I can show you how to place yourself in a beautiful state of hypnosis, feeling the physical relaxation and mental alertness. All you have to do is follow the simple guidelines and instructions, and you can enjoy this blissful state.